Welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to see how to create progress invoices in the QuickBooks Online. A progress invoice or progress invoicing in QuickBooks Online is a feature that allows businesses to invoice a customer for a portion of a project's total estimated cost based on the percentage of work that has been completed. This is particularly used for businesses that work on long-term projects or projects that are completed in stage. So, yes, how progress invoices work in QuickBooks Online. Firstly, when creating an estimate for a project, the business can specify how much of the total project cost will be invoiced at each stage of completion. Secondly, as work is completed and the business wants to invoice the customer for the work done, they can create a progress invoice based on the percentage of the project that has been completed. Thirdly, the progress invoice will show the amount that is due for the completed work, as well as remaining balance on the project. Once the customer pays the progress invoice, the business can apply the payment on the invoice and track the remaining balance. As such, we can invoice our clients progressively. So let's get to the software and see how to enter or to create a progress invoice. Alright, for progress invoicing, you need to first of all activate the option for progress invoicing if you're using QuickBooks Online Plus. So to activate the progress invoices in QuickBooks Online, you need to get to the gear icon, get to account and settings. On advanced and settings, you need to get to sales, the sales option, and under sales you are going to see the progress invoicing. If yours is off, you will want to put it on so that you have the possibility to track progress invoicing. So I'll take the pencil and activate progress invoices. Update your invoice template. I will take OK and save. I will later on take done. So if you have activated progress invoicing from the settings, you can now have the possibility to use progress invoices in QuickBooks Online. For you to convert or create a progress invoice, you must have first of all had an estimate showing the different costs of a different projects. So for you to get to your estimates, you get to the sales icon and they take estimates, so you can have access to all the estimates available in the company file. We're going to take an example with this second estimate worth $20,000. For you to also convert an estimate to a progress invoice, it should have a status of pending or being accepted. If yours does not have this status, you can take the drop down list here and take update status. Then you have the possibility to either make it pending or accepted. Since ours is already on pending, we're going to take the drop down list and take convert to invoice. When you take convert to invoice, they're going to ask how much do you want to invoice. So this is now the progress invoice option. Remember, if you had not activated the progress invoice options in the settings, this window won't appear to decide on how you want to invoice your customer or your donor. You can invoice with the remaining total of all line. It means the remaining total of the estimates will just be invoiced automatically. You can take the second option, which is invoicing just portion or a percentage of how much of the worth of the estimate in question. Like for example, here you can see the estimate was worth $20,000. Here we say 50%, it means we're going to invoice just $10,000. You could, depending on the progress of the invoice, depending on what has been done so far, you could decide on the percentage you want to invoice your customer or your donor. Custom an amount for each line. With this, you have the possibility to open the estimate or the invoice and custom every amount on every line you are invoicing the customer. This one will automatically reduce or invoice 50% on each line in the estimate. So we're going, for example, to take this option and take create invoice. So you can see the document appears here as an invoice, the same customer, its information, and everything that was as line in the estimate. And you can see due 50% of $20,000 and giving us this total of $10,000. The class is on program. So we are going to invoice the customer just with 50% of the estimate. And that is simply how you create a progress invoice. So you can take save and close. In the case of a project, or if you do not pass through directly from estimates, you might have created a project, and in that project you might have created an estimate for that project. Like for example, this is an estimate made on a project. If we go to the projects tab, you notice that there is a project that was created in this company file, and when we enter in this particular project, we get to transactions. We notice that there is an estimate that was created for this particular project. So from here we can then create a pledge. Remember here this company file is for an NGO, so here we're going to be seeing the pledge. But in case it is not an NGO, you will have to, so you will see here invoice or create invoice. So you can create a pledge from this estimate. And naturally they are going to ask, QuickBooks is going to ask by how many percent we want to invoice our donor. We could choose a percentage, or we could equally, since we already saw with the percentage, we could equally take this third option to custom amount for each line. It means what is going to happen, we are going to decide on each line how much we want to invoice the customer. So here we can make it in form of amount or in terms of percentage. So here this line is $500,000. We're going to put, for example, $200,000, and here we put for example $400,000, and you can see it applies the amounts and give the amounts by which we are invoicing the donor based on the different amounts we mentioned. So for each line you have the possibility to decide the amount you're invoicing to the customer. From here you can take save and close. So when you take it that way, this was a project already. You can see when we come to the overview, you can see that there is an income of 600. There's a non-profit revenue of 400,000, contribution of 200,000, giving a total income of 600,000, which entered, which came in for this particular project. And when you get to the transactions, you see that there is still an estimate. There is still an estimate here that you can keep on improving or getting to the next level as the project or the activities for which the donation was made is moving. Same thing when you come to sales on estimates. You will equally see the other estimates, whereby you can end up converting it again, or when the next level of the project is being completed, you can keep on invoicing the customer or the donor as the project is improving. So simply, that is how we create progress invoices in QuickBooks Online.